Hey, this is Cam with the West Central Montana Avalanche Center. We are down in the Southern Bitterroot today. Right now we're on a north aspect at upper elevation. So we've been getting some great obs from the public over the last couple days, particularly around Lost Trail Resort in the backcountry outside the ski area boundary with some really unstable conditions. So we came out today to kind of take a look and see what we found. What we found is that layer of surface hoar that we identified a few weeks ago, before we had these couple storm systems come in, is pretty well preserved right here. You can see this layer of thin gray line. Right now our snowpack is 102 centimeters thick, and that layer is about 60 centimeters up from the ground, so 40 centimeters from the surface. So right now there's about 1.5 to 2 foot slab on top of it. And that surface hoar is at its tipping point right now. Consistent with the obs we've been receiving from the public, we've been getting some really rolling and booming collapses as we travel around, and even able to see some things crack out onto slopes in the high 20s, low 30s. They're not really going anywhere, but the slab is breaking and it's cracking, 3-4 inches away, just moving a couple inches downhill. And that's really alarming conditions. And it really goes to show that this surface hoar is, like I said, at its tipping point, and human triggered avalanches are likely on it right now. What's going to happen with it moving forward? Well, a couple things could happen. One, the best case scenario is we do see some large natural avalanches, and it cleans this layer out, gets rid of it, and kind of resets these slopes. In the absence of that, in the absence of avalanches, this layer will take time to heal. As the weight of the slab increases above it, right now those surface hoar flakes are all sitting pretty much vertical, and they will tip over with time and kind of start getting pushed into this slab above it and become less reactive and less of a problem. But right now, yeah, they're a major problem. Expect an avalanche if you're on a slope with buried surface hoar in the Southern Bitterroot right now. Why do we not have the same conditions moving north through the Bitterroot? Well, in what we've seen, both through forecaster travels and through public observations, we don't have the same layer of surface hoar that we have in the Southern Bitterroot. Right now, the Southern Bitterroot is kind of its own snowpack as far as conditions go. And, conditions here, although we're not seeing significant large natural avalanches, human triggered avalanches, we've seen a fair amount of them, especially on some low angle test slopes just outside the ski resort, as well as a avalanche more on a east aspect towards the yurt system. So with that, how can you avoid this problem? Just one, it's good time for avoidance. These upper elevation, steep north facing slopes, and even those east and west where the surface hoar is preserved, avoidance of the problem. If you want to dig down and try and identify it, the best way to do it, dig down and just look for this thin gray line. If it's not immediately obvious as well, if you do some stability tests, this is the layer things are failing on. And so more than likely, you'll get that fracture right there and be able to identify it, and then kind of look at your problem, look at your block as it comes off, and look for those surface hoar flakes. So with that, ski and ride safe.